Fran, tell us a little bit about it.
Play is called Once a Boy, and we've been developing scenes here for a few months. And this is from Act 1, scene like 15. Many of the scenes are going to be consolidated or reduced. And it's a true story. And it involves myself and my mother and father and brother, so it's family-oriented stuff, and a doctor in a hospital. I'll let it go for itself. I've taken the advice of everyone, and I've done it in final draft, so maybe it's easier to...
We love you, Fran.
And I really appreciate all your help with this play. It means a lot to me. Okay, so John is going to be doing stage directions, and just from Sam is Dr. Friedman, Trish is my mother, Ellie, Dan is my brother, Robert, Bill is my father, Bud, and John, we said, is doing stage directions. And we're going to start with John, and after this scene, right after this scene is a very short scene from Act 2. They both concern my brother, both scenes. My brother passed away 15 years ago. Okay.
Act 1, Scene 15A, Robert's dying. Frank's family was having Thanksgiving dinner in November 2003, but Robert's health worsened. Ellie, age 73, and Frank, dressed as a male, age 53, went to see Robert in a New York City apartment, and later that day attended to him at the hospital. The next day, Frank visited a healing priest, Grace Vessels, for help to keep Robert alive. Frank and Robert had a contentious discussion about it.
Hi, Mom. Thought I'd surprise you and help you out. Lori and Kelly went to Lori's sister Chris's house.
Ah, well, they need to keep in touch with them. Oh, Frankie, that's so great you're here and early. People won't come until 1 o'clock, so we have time to get ready.
Turkey smells delicious. I can carve it when it's done. How's the lasagna doing?
Good. Set the table for me. Let's see. Dad, me, you, Robert, Aunt Estelle, Uncle Lou, and Aunt Dot. Joseph and Deborah may stop by for desserts, and we could put plates out later for them, and for Carly and Chicky if they come too.
Okay. Big plate, salad plate. Which glasses? How about ice? Where's the bucket?
I'm surprised Robert didn't come last night and stay over. I spoke to him yesterday afternoon, and he sounded like he had a cold and congestion.
I hope he's all right. I haven't seen him since September.
I wish you two spent more time together. You know, time goes by so fast, and the more time we spend together, the better the time is now. And the more memories you can revisit later.
You mean when he's gone? Oh, Mom, I can't face it. Why did he get this? Can't believe with so many thousands of people with HIV, no one has developed a cure.
Look, don't get sad. Not today. I just got myself out of that mood this morning. We just got to enjoy the days we have. Look forward, not back. I can tell that your father is pretty down, sleeping a lot. We'll wake him soon.
You know, I'm going to call Robert and find out when he's coming and how he's doing.
Smile, though your heart is breaking.
He's not answering. I hope he has the light hooked up to the phone. Maybe he's asleep.
I don't know about the light, but he also has the vibrator in the bed hooked up, so he knows someone is calling.
This is not like him. I feel we gotta do something.
Me too. What should we do?
Let's call his friend Jim on that floor to knock hard on the door. He would probably hear that.
Good, call Jim.
No answer, Mom. I think we should.
Yeah, let's go down there. I'll call everybody.
They're probably on their way here. You know. Oh, Mom, Aunt Estelle just pulled up. Turn off the stove. Let's go out and tell her we're going to see if Robert's okay. She could finish preparing the dinner and they could serve themselves. At least they'll have dinner together.
Yeah, let's do it now. I'm getting worried.
At Robert's apartment on Avenue B in Alphabet City, east side of Manhattan, outside of his door.
Robert! Robert! Oh, go ahead, Mom. Use the key. Robert.
Leave me alone, don't touch me. I'm not going to any hospital.
Robert, your face is gray. It could be bad. Let's get an ambulance.
No. No, I'm not going to the hospital. My friends never come out. They don't come out of the hospital. I'm not going.
You gotta go.
Robert, you'll get better. You got to go.
Get out! Get out!
Pack some clothes for him. His hearing aids, his phone. Let's drive my car to St. Vincent's.
Thank God we came down here.
At St. Vincent's Hospital, Manhattan, Robert is lying in the intensive care unit, sleeping on his side with a blanket over him, turned away from Frank and Ellie, who are 8 feet away.
Where's the doctor?
I just went to the nurse's station and they paged Dr. Friedman.
Oh. This must be him walking towards us. Young. I hope he's got a lot of experience.
Hi, are you Dr. Friedman?
Yes, you must be Robert's family.
Yes, I'm Frank, his brother, and this is my mother, Ellie.
Good to meet you. Is he gonna be all right, doctor?
I'm afraid he has an infection in his lungs. Probably a very bad cold, made worse by his meds. He's very weak, and his immune system has declined a lot.
Well, what are you gonna do? Antibiotics, nutrition, hydration, what are you gonna do?
Actually, we can't do much.
Why?
The living will that's on file prohibits extreme measures to save him.
What are you talking about?
Just what I said. The living will that's been on file for 7 years since his last episode does not allow for us to...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Mom, go stay with Robert for now. Doctor, let's go over to that table in the corner and talk.
Mr. Sisco, I don't...
You listen to me. I wrote his living will last year, and we specifically made provisions for extreme measures, especially if what was wrong would not lead to a vegetative state.
Well, we don't have it on file.
I know Robert would have mailed it to the hospital to put it on file.
But we don't have it. Why don't you go to his apartment and get it?
How the hell am I going to go to find it and get it back quick? He could die while I'm gone.
I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say? But I do. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say to me that you will do whatever you have to do and whatever has to be done to keep my brother alive. At least until tomorrow night. If my brother passes away tonight, I will hold you responsible. And I'm warning that it could get ugly.
Are you threatening me?
Yeah, call it what you want. You heard what I said. I'm going to get a healer to save him. I will be back here before noon. Mom, he will keep Robert alive overnight.
I'm going to sleep here and watch Robert. What's going on?
I'll be back before noon. I'm going to see Grace and Vessels.
Who? Who?
That's okay. I've known for years that someday I'd need her. Take care of him tonight. I will see you tomorrow.
Frank walks downstage and talks to the audience.
I got 3 hours of sleep and picked up my father at 7:30 on Sunday morning, and we drove to Danbury, Connecticut to meet Grace and Vessels, the healing minister at Christ Ministries. My father and I entered her magical service as it just begun, with guitars strumming and tambourines clanging and the whole congregation singing aloud. Later on in the service, she laid hands on my dad and I and saw us after the service. When she found out that Robert was sick, she said to me that he is saved if he accepts Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. I asked her to say it again as I videotaped her, planning to show the tape to Robert if he was still alive. I brought my weak and tired father to his house in New Rochelle, and I sped down to St. Vincent's. I entered the ICU and got frightened when I saw Robert's bed empty. A nearby nurse told me he was okay, and he was in room 214. I ran to that room, and as I entered, I saw him sitting in a wing chair with sunlight streaming in on him, with friends on either side. At first, I thought I was dreaming. Robert! Robert!
Frankie, good to see you.
Oh, I can't believe it. You're better.
Yeah. This is Joe. This is John. Oh, the healer is in Connecticut.
Yeah, I saw Grace Vessels, the healer in Connecticut. Yeah, she said you're healed if you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I even recorded it on my video camera. Want to see it?
No, that's okay. I know that happens.
What do you mean?
Look up at the TV over there.
And?
What do you see?
A newscast. What do you mean?
What you see and what I see are the same, but they're very different.
I don't follow you.
You said she saved me, or that you did, or that Christ did.
And?
But how do you know I didn't save myself, bro? Like, couldn't my own prayers before I went unconscious, maybe they were the ones that worked? The prayers that I've been saying every day for years now. But what about them?
Rob, you were dying and unconscious. Then I saw Grace and Vessels, and a few hours later, you're sitting up in a chair. It's like a miracle.
So it is. And I do appreciate your help, but sometimes we see things quite differently. Miracles can happen like a volcano. It erupts all at once. Yes, I mean, there's a lot going on under the surface for a long time. And then the eruption, before the miracle. Just think about it.
Lights fade on Robert and friends, and Frank walks downstage and addresses the audience.
At first, I didn't know how to take it. It seemed he didn't truly appreciate my efforts to save him. But the more I thought about it, the more I did understand that I had owed Robert more respect and credit than maybe I had given him over the years. Maybe it is the time for me to start with him anew before it's too late. So we did. I visited him often in the hospital and then the care facilities almost daily. He lived another 2 months before his liver failed from all those harsh meds like AZT. Those 2 months were miraculous. He said goodbye to his friends and relatives, hundreds of them, and had some precious time with Mom and Dad and even me. Those 60 days were gifts from on high and made his death a bit more memorable. Scene.
Yeah, might as well launch to our center.
We're going into the other.
Yeah.
Just in case it's changed. Hey, Jim.
Act 2, Scene 3A. Fran is guilty about Robert. Fran arrives at parents' house one morning unannounced. Entering her parents' house, the door was opened, calls out to Ellie.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, Fran, come in the kitchen.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Where's Jennifer?
She's vacuuming Dad's room.
How you feeling, Dad?
I'm okay. How's Kelly?
She's good.
Everything okay?
Well, I couldn't sleep.
That's not like you. What's up?
I've been feeling very guilty lately, and I have to talk it out with you both.
About what? Oh. About being Fran.
No, that's going fine. Finally. I've been thinking about Robert a lot.
Robert? What about him?
Bud, let her talk. Go ahead, Fran.
Sometimes at night, laying in bed, I've been going over stuff about him. Especially when he found out he was HIV and got on those meds and quit his job and started traveling.
Oh, back then, we all didn't know what to do. But he did the right thing, living as fully as he could, while he could.
Yeah, you're right. But he'd call me in the middle of the afternoon and he'd say, I got tickets for a play tonight. Want to go with me? Mom, Dad. Once in a while I'd go. Like to the Janis Joplin musical and to that play about the deaf boy. But usually I was busy. With work or with Lori or Kelly.
He would do the same with us. Call us last minute.
But now I feel I should have obliged him. I should have gone out of my way to do whatever he wanted. Can't get these opportunities back. They're gone. If only.
What's going on? Why are you crying?
Fran's upset, Bud. She feels a little guilty. Look, Fran, there's always more that could be done. A person like you does so much for so many people. People expect more from someone like you, and the more that is expected leads naturally to a portion of stuff that's not done. You did what you could do when you could do it. I've always felt you will go out of your way for everyone, especially for us and for Robert. Don't feel guilty. And anyway, when he was dying at the end, you both made up for any times that were strained. Come here. Sit down. Have a cup of coffee. Relax.
Yeah, Frankie. Fran. Sit down and relax. Don't rush off.
You made me feel better. I hope you feel I'm helping you two out as best as I can. It's been tough juggling everything.
Of course we do. We are lucky to have you. Very lucky. If not for you, we'd be lost.
And I've been so lucky to have both of you as parents. We've had an unbelievable life, haven't we?
Yeah, we sure have. One day you should write a book about it. You're a good storyteller.
Just like Grandpa, right?
Yeah, just like Grandpa.
Scene.
Everybody jump off, Fran, stay there.
Thank you very much.
Any comments, concerns, compliment? Go ahead, Brooke.
Fran, I mean, I just love it. It's gonna be like, I could go on and on about all the stuff I love, and I could do that privately. I don't wanna take away too much time, but love it. When there's good writing, when I could put myself in my situation, which is completely different from yours, but still find a similarity, in that, you know, relating to it on many different levels, and seeing that scene, you know, I'm watching it being read, you know, great acting, great people, great writing, but I could see it already, you know, being lived out, so I think that's excellent. Just a few suggestions,
Yes.
again, opinions are like assholes, we all have them, they all
No.
stink.
Definitely.
But, like, from, in the first scene, Frank's first line, there's still a slight bit of backstory that I feel like maybe you could lose about where Kelly and I believe Laura are. I feel like
Yes.
that you might not necessarily need. I feel like that's a justification or a backstory that, again, I didn't see the scene prior to that, but I don't feel like we
Okay.
necessarily need that. I think other than that, you did a really good job of like pushing forward with action instead of backstory or justification, which
Okay.
is something like we've talked about a lot, you know?
Right.
So I think that was great with pushing action forward. I was perhaps slightly confused, and you don't have to explain it now, this just could be me. Was there a time lapse with Robert's apartment and the Upper East Side scene to the hospital? Because I mean, Dan is a healthy chap, you know, so it's like we're seeing this, you know, visually right now. This could be visually done different by a director, perhaps. Was there a time lapse between when we see Robert and you and your mom in the Lower East Side apartment to the hospital? Because I didn't quite understand the urgency based on that previous scene in the apartment.
John, you want to say something about that?
Yeah, there were stage directions that I didn't read.
Bad boy.
Sorry.
No, because I didn't point him out to
It's
you.
No,
okay,
it's
I'll
okay,
give it
and I
a
didn't,
chance.
I
Okay.
realized.
All right, guys,
I-
let's get through any more before
Okay.
we respond, Fran.
Please.
Let's get through some more.
And-
Carrie, are you still got?
I just have one more thing.
Go, Brooke.
It's depending, this is very tongue-in-cheek of me, so you take it what you will, but in this second scene where your mom said you could write a book about it, maybe you could write a play about it. I don't know,
Right.
that's a little much, right? But I just
Right.
thought I'd throw it out there, because
Yeah,
I know
thought
you
I'd be a
appreciate the
little,
joke. Yeah.
little vague about it. But I do want to answer that question about my brother. In that first scene, we go down to his apartment, and he's on the floor.
Okay,
And
maybe
that was in the stage direction. He's on the floor, and we're
Okay.
struggling with him. He won't go to the hospital. The next morning, against his wishes, I got the ambulance there and 3 EMTs, 3 men and 1 woman, almost straitjacketed him,
Oh, God.
brought him to the hospital. And that night, he was laying in the ICU, and the doctor said he was going to die that night. And that's when I felt like, and I was trying to show, I brought the more aggressive male side of myself out that night, and I literally put the doctor up against the wall and told him that he's got to make sure he keeps him alive, because I had it in my mind that my go-to person was somebody I read about for 30 years, this Grace Vessels, that she was going to save him.
Okay, let's get to more.
Okay.
Carrie and Jimmy, I just want to get, because we're going to run time. We can't.
Yes, sorry.
What your whole story, what you've been through is absolutely I just feel for you. It's amazing that you are writing about this, and this is a beautiful story. To piggyback on the doctor apartment timeline thing, one little thing that seemed odd with time was the conversation about, I can't go back to his apartment and find this thing, but you'll take more time to go to the healer. I don't know how it's written, and I don't know how I could help change that, but
Okay.
it seems instead of going and finding the actual will that will help him medically, you're gonna go and spend more time to go to Connecticut to get the healer.
They
So
actually,
that time to me as an audience seemed like it didn't make sense.
Okay,
Jimmy, go.
yeah.
I'll make it quick. Again, it's a great story, I believe in it. Just in general, again, in dialogue, it's a little expositional. You're pointing out every bit by bit, like go to the door, knock on the door hard, we don't need that. What that's doing is slowing down the rhythm, and it's gonna lose people. You just have to get right to the point. There's things that we're gonna know anyway. We know to go to a door. There's a lot of things you don't have to explain to the audience. The audience is smarter than you think. Don't have to explain every action detail in dialogue. You don't speak that way. So how do you really speak to someone? And like, I know you know that, so just, I think you're just being too careful in how you wanna express it.
Okay,
You could be a little less careful, a little more to the point.
okay, good.
Everybody else? Yeah, definitely the point here, Fran, I think, is that usually the pacing's quicker. I think you're, in my opinion, overriding a lot to get all of it out. Eventually, you're gonna have to go through it and trim the fat, as they say,
Yes,
and then that'll come through. But I think you're overriding like we do to get everything we're feeling out once in a while, and you're not editing. But eventually, you'll have to go back, especially on the scenes that we've had the last couple of weeks, where you will have to trim it down. Because I
Yes.
felt like the pacing in the last couple ones have been slower, because you're probably overwriting to get your feelings out. So now when you write now, especially final draft, there you have it, that's awesome, congratulations, I think it's awesome. I'm a huge fan of it.
We all thank you.
Had it since 20. But I think that then now, as you're writing, always get expressed out, but when you go back to edit, take all that they're saying and just be like, boom, boom, because the story's fantastic, but when it takes a slower burn,
yeah,
I'm going, okay, but I know this should, in a quicker pace, so.
okay.
Anybody else? All right, excellent, Fran.
We got one more.
Who is it? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was a little.
No, that's all right.
So, kind of what Jimmy was saying, you all know each other, and so I feel like things that you and your mother say don't necessarily need to be said. I'm sorry, I don't have an example, but,
Yeah.
you don't have to spell it out for her about a relative, or there's a shorthand that people that know each other usually have, and I think that would
Okay.
quicken the pace of everything.
Right.
I think that's in that way of trimming that fat, to just get to the, the emotional level, but we all overwrite because we want to get it all out. That's a very good point.
That's great.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.